Hello there, my photo friends. I am here to talk to you about the Instax Mini 70, which is one of the high-end Fuji Instax cameras. I'm going to compare it briefly to its nearest competitor, the very capable and very cool Instax Mini 26. So that's the 26, and here is the Instax Mini 7. You can find my full review of the Instax Mini 26 also on my channel. I'll link to it in the description and at the end of this video. Here's the Instax Mini 70. You'll notice a little bit of a sleeker design, a more traditional camera appearance. And real quick, I should point out a difference between this model 70 and the 26 is the 70 only has one shutter button. The Instax Mini 26 has two shutter buttons. There's one up top for when you're shooting in portrait. One in the front for when you're shooting in portrait. And when you turn it this way for landscape, there's another button right here. The Instax Mini 70 does not have those two buttons. The Instax Mini 70 only has the one button right here in the front, which is a touch awkward when shooting in landscape mode. That's where the problems end. Right off the bat, the Instax Mini 70 has one major new feature, and that is a tripod mount. Other Instax cameras lower than the 70 do not have a tripod mount. The Mini 70 also has a bigger, more powerful flash. It's capable of adjusting to closer distances and reaching further distances. Another major advantage to the Instax Mini 70 is its far more advanced processing capabilities. Let's talk about them for a minute. You'll notice there's a new button that doesn't exist on any camera lower than the Mini 70, such as the 7, the 8, or the 9. That is a selfie button, and there are also several new shooting modes. The Mini 70 has motor-driven 3-range switching focus, compared to the 26, which only has 2-range switching focus, 0.5 meter to infinity. The i70 has macro mode, which is 0.3 meter to 0.6 meter. Normal mode, 0.6 meter to 3 meter. That's for your basic shooting of people and objects. And landscape mode, which is the obvious, which is 3 meter to infinity. So the i70 has far more capable focus than the Mini 25, 26, or anything lower than that. Here is the Instax Mini 70 next to its little brother, the Instax Mini 26. The interesting thing is, the Mini 70 is about 6 grams heavier than the Mini 26, which is unnoticeable, but the body is clearly more sleek, it's slimmer, smaller, and more compact than the bulky Mini 26. Let's look at some of the advantages of the Mini 70 compared to the Mini 26. The Mini 70 is smaller and more compact than the 26, despite weighing almost exactly the same. It has a slightly more powerful flash with a greater range. It has 3 motor-driven focus modes, macro, normal, and landscape. It comes in 6 colors. It has a programmable shutter speed of 1/2 second to 400, 1/400th of a second, that is. And the 25 and 26 are 1/3 of a second. So the 70 is capable of a slower shutter speed, although you probably would never need 1/2 of a second. Looking at the battery capacity, it's interesting to note that they both run on 2 CR2 lithium batteries, but while the Mini 25 and 26 are only rated at 30 film packs, the Mini 70 is rated at 40 film packs. That's 10 more film packs worth of exposures, or 40 more shots for a pair of batteries on the Mini 70. So when you're looking at the Mini 70 versus the 25 or 26, the Mini 70 has a massive amount of advantages over the 26 and can be found for roughly the same price online. A couple of other features I didn't talk about. And if you look at the back, there is a selfie mode and a timer on the 70. The 25, 26, and all lower models do not have a timer or the selfie mode. The timer, to me, being the more significant addition. As far as exposure goes, the Mini 26, 25, and lowers have very few options. They have a light and a dark setting, in a landscape setting or a normal setting. whereas the i70 has some extensive exposure control, including selfie, macro, landscape, fill-in flash, high key, and auto, as well as a self-timer mode that can do 1 frame, 2 frames, or continuous shooting as long as there is film in the camera. None of those features exist on the 26, 25, or earlier models such as the 7 or 8 or the new 9. So when taking into account all the features the i70 brings to the table, it is the no-brainer of the Fuji Instax Mini line, and I highly recommend it. The picture quality is far in excess of what you'll get from an earlier Instax model such as the 7, 8, or 9, or the Mini 25 or 26. The 25 and 26 are still really great cameras, and I also recommend those, but if you were to choose between the better camera, the Mini 7 wins that every time, hands down. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.